Welcome, everybody. Deidre, Paul, Don, Peg, Wilma, Davina, and the second part of Paul.
You've got a split personality.
We have experienced a couple of bilocations today. So, yes, let's do like a few deep breaths first. And let's start in order to integrate these energies and everything that we are going to channel. So deep breath in. Deep breath out.
That's me. I'm sorry, guys. Okay.
Don't worry, love.
All right, now I'm on my computer.
Deep breath
Okay.
in. And deep breath out.
Can make it.
Deep breath in. And deep breath out.
Finally, sorry.
Lua.
I am bringing 3 more people with me. two more, sorry. Okay, sorry, Ismael, sorry.
It's all right, love. Hello, Susan.
Okay.
We were just doing the deep breathing.
Okay. I'm gonna mute myself. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going, after these deep breathings, I'm gonna do a light language opening. If after this you would like to also do some light languages individually, like blessings for this space that we are creating, you are welcome to do it. I'm gonna start doing that. Ot est ust anto ust intak otaist ia antaike anna anto ost into koataist anayaka o ost aishoto onaistia kont akost anakaist intikiatostaya anaya hanaitist iatokonte estayakaya Uniakashu untikiakash iniakaya konstiakatakai tukuotaya. O naisiantos ia anku o daish intiki atoko aniaka atosh intiki ato. Otosh intiaka antaikist intikiato. Otoachi.
Shuna hantuana kereno te te ona haisto onaya. Shalana to newe, elana to hona to korenish no antaye kutui. Shanto ai ta aistenawai turna hata eta ena wa. Shalana hai kurituna stui. Istahana to wene. Shantola lawanana shalana.
Can I do one?
Sure. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Very well. Nice to see you.
Tura hakia shana hatakia wa hatura. Esha tura hakia na hanaya wa hatu shikire turo shikire kuro shikia wa uskure shikire kukure atkire utkure shikire kukuishkara. Eshana hatea wa hatu kukuiwa. Oya shawa hataya rahatake ukuro utuyina hana atasha. Akia wa hatu kushkire etia na hana. Ewa hatu kura hakia mana hatawa chukupura hakia. Follow your heart and create your life. Kuna mahataya shkura etukukua. Kene etukura akishkire etukuku. Connect with the things that you love. Kana atea shkara utoya shawa hatia kana hatukukua. Tu manahaya shkire etukukia manaha. And express yourself in your fullest truth.
Thank you so much, David.
I'd like to share. Memene ekene mimini kikene memene akale bebane ikene mene kekele bemane kekene mimini kikene memane kokone mimi memene elene ekene mimini kikene bebane kekene memane kene mimini kikene mimini ele kekele bebane kekele memene ekene mimini kikene memene la babale kekele momene kekene memane ale kekene mimini kene mimini kikene bebane kekene mimini ale mimini ki.
Thank you, Beck. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, usually in these groups, we go one by one. This is for the people who hasn't been here before in these groups. We go one by one and we ask for intentions. And then those who want to join us with light languages or prayers, you can unmute yourself and talk light languages at the same time all together. It creates a very powerful effect, setting like every intention for that we decide here in the group. So, Deidre, would you like to say an intention to share?
Okay, I intend for us all to release those things that no longer serve us.
Thank you. Okay. So those who are happy to join the transmission all together, please do. I'm going to start. Thank you all. Now it's
got
your
a loud
turn.
ringing in my ears.
What's that, David?
Got a really loud ringing in my ears after that ended. Just either a couple of spaceships flying by or something.
The pitch in my ears.
Sure, it wasn't my Koshi chime.
Is it gone?
Yeah. Oops.
He's gone, actually.
He's gone.
That was very weird. That I said, is it gone? He's come back.
I would like to know if Paul, I see that he's showing his sign with the hands and everything, can unmute himself and also speak light language to us. Can we hear you?
Okay, so it's really inconvenient for me right now to speak partially because I have my audio, as you see, on the phone. And each time I am speaking, I have to mute my sound system because otherwise we get this really ugly double echo. And when I mute it, I can only hear you on the phone, but I can try to speak a bit for you. It's a bit hard for me right now because I'm going through a purging. And when I do, like always, like my vocal cords. It's a bit tricky, but I can speak a bit for you. I try. Hene 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 he ya na na he ya hana irlia yene hene ya ya na mumu ya na na yene me ya na na mumu ya na na iler ya lele ene ki ya mujumu ya na na yo mujumu ya na na ene ki ya na ele ki ya tua ya na Ekiana, Yana Yana,
Thank you. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. I felt that in my third eye, Paul.
We hear you very nice and clearly. That was nice.
Very powerful. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you very much.
Paul, would you like to say an intention?
Yes, I would like to support my healing and releasing process that I'm in right now. So it's all well and protected, and everything that needs to be released can be released. And good night, Dad. Gute Nacht, Papa. My dad is knocking on the door. I have to say good night to him. So, okay. So that everything can be released that needs to be released right now. And yeah, just healing energies. And
Beautiful. Let's do it. So,
thank you all. This was awesome. I felt a lot of heat in my body, going through my body, releasing in my heart and my throat. Thank you, guys.
Now it's your turn, Wilma.
I think I'd like to continue on with the theme that I had this morning with the planetary healing, specifically the healing of the waters. I'm reminded of something I read recently about the Prime Minister of Japan saying that they're going to release all those bloody tanks of radioactive water into the sea, which was a bit alarming. Whether that's true news or false news, I don't know. But despite that, I would like to send healing to the waters. Planetary healing, but specifically aimed at the waters of the planet and the sea creatures that live within it.
Thank you, lovely.
Siento que siento que te
Ay,
May I address the group, please? Okay, I have thought about it and decided to do it. I'm creating a planet that is exclusively radioactive. It is not in this universe, but I can, what I've decided to do is to pool the energy from the Earth that is radioactive, that is leaking across the world, into this world, into the world that I've just created. It is basically, there's funnels literally all around the world here now, transmuting the radiation to that world right now. And I'll continue right now with my light language. I'm also moving granite beneath the oceans. I've been doing this for quite some time. I'm also filtering the water, filtering out the radiation. I have had confirmation to this as well. Anyway, I'll continue right now. Shak aurok tara katishi tezek atakat orach nananan henda. So ora kishinte ik ora katishketa ataketo santa kishikta tishikata puku. Moshekata tisakata hiataka hinda uborach. Si katishketa tishketa. Poshintashi ktotorish takashite. I am pushing it through in the now, in a vortex of my own creation, pure white light, especially above Japan, especially above Antarctica. Washakatata shete yushta, karashenta kishito rikata, moshakatati hintati shishinta, samomokati shitata regaskutorakata. Anybody can join, by the way. Sorry. Washakatati shita anakatohu, wanahaka hanta, sito dorma, metal pichata, Washington Washington Paradita Tarata Tatari Tomugeta, Shenada Katoto Shit de Otui, Tunto Twinta Tista, Propinta, Posantira Catata, Tianta, Ratici Kiketo Pushita Kichara Taramakatana Yatahashito Pushita Arakatatian Pakato Pushita Nananayo Pushita Monania Yata Yisitara Ramata Yoto Puro para enti isi nana kahanta tahara katinche kite chokatosh na kahatana sandatika everyone.
Thank you, John.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Now it's your turn, Beck.
Okay. I think for the rainforest, Memini kikine bibini kikine memini ele kikine mimini ki kele bibana kakane mimini ele kikine mimini ki kele bibana kakane kibibiri kikine mimini kikine mimini alkikine mimini kikine
Ana iskiana kuya
Dash.
ya
Oh,
ya
the kuya.
kuya
Idea shy.
ya ya
To go there.
el he ki uya
That felt like talking together at the end.
thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Beck. Thank you very much. Now it's you, Luba.
My intentions would be for sick people of this planet, everyone who is sick, dealing with disease, orphans, lonely, homeless, hungry.
Thank you, lovely.
Me mimini kikine bibini kekene me mene kekele. Bomene kekene me mene
Oi,
ale kekene me mene. Hele bibele kekene me mene kekene. Bomene kekene me mene kekele. Bomene kekene mamana ale kekene me mene. Ele kekene me mene kekele. Mamane akele bibele kekele. Mamane kekene me mene kekele. Mamane ele kekene me mene kekele. Manana akele bibele kekele. Ele bibele kekene me mene kekele. Ele bibele kekele bibele kekele. Mamane ele kekele me mene ale kekele. Mamane kekele bibele kekele. Mamane kekele. Mamane ale kekene me mene. Ele kekele bibele nana kekene me mene kekele.
Ejitu kuona tos ana tu kuntu kuota ato na atos atos dias atai dias stoi eto ako ontais iti just ako ota istana
Mamane kekene me mene.
entais
Ele kekene me mene
akonte
kekene.
estais
Mamane ale kekene me mene kekene. Ana kekene me mene kekene.
Manaya hasashiki
Memene kekene me mene ele kekene.
Thank you all. Now is you, Susan.
I was gonna say, yeah, releasing old wounds, but since we've done that a couple times already, so that's something to that effect. I know a few people kind of going through like kind of a dark night of the soul right now, and so I'd say intentions to assistance for everyone going through their spiritual awakening right now, wherever they're, whatever stage they're at with that, to help make it a little easier, I guess.
Yes. Thank you, Susan. Thank you. Now it's your turn, David.
Okay, hello.
Now.
Just making some chorizo. Let me think for a second. Is there anyone else that am I the last one?
No, we got Davina here. We can come back to you if you like.
Yes, to give me a little more to give a deeper
yes,
what I want.
No problem.
Multitasking.
So Davina is she wants to set the intention to send love, light, healing, and blessings to people and beings who have been infected with the coronaviruses on our planet Earth. And she sent us all love to all. Now, Paul, David, sorry.
Can you say that again? I want to make sure I get the voice.
Yes, you
Somebody
would
called.
like to set an intention, David. Yes.
Oh. Yes. And can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So I have some really big desires and wishes, and there's like two things. I've seen some video of people that are on the planet that have to do things that are so difficult just to survive. One guy was diving underwater with a makeshift diving kit and risks his life every day just to make money for his family. And I want to bring together my thoughts and ideas to connect with other leaders like Oprah or Sean Penn or some people to put forth some ideas that I have to bring about money so we can funnel this money to the poor and people in other countries that need this help, like Puerto Rico and other places that have disasters and emergencies. So to create this process of bringing money in and sharing this money with people who need it, and also connecting us to the galactic beings and bringing us closer to the first contact, because they have advanced medical technology that can help, and they also have other ideas to help this planet to be more balanced, especially with the Sometimes my phone disconnects for some reason, the connection. But I was saying that connect with the galactics for the connecting with the rest of the universe, like all the other beings are connected and communicating and having first contact, so that we can allow them to help us with their advanced technologies and with health and systems for more balance on the earth. And being successful on my mission here to help and heal thousands and many of people, the purpose of my mission here on the planet.
Thank you so much, David. Thank you. Wow. Oh, yeah. Susan, do you have your light languages activated?
I do not yet. I was told at some point in the future I will, but I've been doing Kundalini Reiki or distance healing while you've been doing the light language. So.
Thank you. So my intentions are for. What about you, Luba? No? Okay. So my intentions are.
Same thing. I need huge, big activation.
Okay.
Together with Susan.
So that's my intention then.
Thank you. Thank you, love. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I
MOS purity
Thank you. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, everyone.
Green light, rainbow light. Oh, beautiful. Well, thank you all for coming, for being here, for creating this space together, for making this possible. Maybe we can do a closing one all together, or if anyone wants to share something, you're very welcome to share? Yes, Don?
I would like to add that for those that don't speak light language as much, use your hand signals. Just use your hands. If you're not making an audible tone or anything like that, because you're actually painting I call it painting the sky with your fingers. Okay. You're actually convening, how do you say this? Spreading your thoughts. You're transmitting your thoughts via your hands into space. You're asking for the love to flow from you, which is what light language is, and you can create light language is everything but English, or your native tongue. Okay, so if you want to just speak gibberish, that's pretty much just light language. That's literally. So
yes.
If you want to speak light language, just speak gibberish.
And it'll come. Exactly right. Absolutely right. And I wanted to add to that also, just humming. Just hum. Like just get yourself to just hum. And you find that humming will become toning. And then from the toning, it progresses on to chanting or speech or whatever. When I first started speaking, all I did was sing tones. I just did a lot of toning. And even before I could speak, I had to do a lot of toning. And then it would progress into speech from there. But I couldn't do the speech without doing like 10 minutes of toning beforehand, and now it just flows. So just allow yourself. It's all about allowing that. Just allow it. Yeah, you've got to allow it and allow the vibration to run through your body as you're humming. Just allow it and just hum. It's like, even if it's like what Don said, when you talk gibberish, hum gibberish if you have to. Like just hum anything, whatever notes come into your head. That's all I do now. Like what I do now, just whatever notes are popping in my head, that's what I do. It doesn't always sound harmonic, but it doesn't always need to be harmonic, because sometimes it needs to be dissonant in order to shift. So just hum whatever notes just appeal in your head, or just whatever you feel like doing, and just do it as often as you can. And you might find that will help you. Like that's like a beginning point to start with and progress from there. It's an idea.
And you could do it in the shower, do it in the car. Anyway.
Shower's great.
Yeah.
Shower's my space for creating.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Davina, I'm going to do you now. Pasha anisi etosh nakateo to shinti easy katachik to chita ke se optionate hatati ya oshataki katan done. She asked for the same light that I gave to Luba and Suzanne. I gave it to her just now.
Beautiful. Yeah, another thing to allow the light languages is to don't be judgmental with what you are saying. To don't let that part of your mind saying, what the heck I'm saying. It's like, just carry on.
Don't believe in your own ego mind.
Exactly.
It'll tell you it'll say, what the hell are you telling? What are you saying? Because it'll always put up questions, and those questions will try to block you. So
yeah.
You want to just dismiss your ego mind.
And the practicing also takes you to that state of meditation where you are in that 0 point, where you are not processing thoughts. And that is not only good to channel the light languages, but for anything else in your life. It's just to stop and don't think at all. Light languages allows me very quickly to do that. Like as soon as I start doing that gibberish, my mind might start in the beginning like, what are you saying, mate? But like few seconds later, that's it. I flow, and that's what they take you. They take you like in a river, and they make you flow until a point that you are not your mind anymore. You are not that ego that don't mentions anymore. You don't judge yourself. You don't judge what you say. You just trust that what you are saying it goes with love towards someone or for something related to yourself.
Just stay in the loving frequency. Stay in joy. You can even sing it, and you know, nobody like what I do is I wear an earpiece, right? And I'm driving the car. I've got it actually. I'm plugged into my phone, and there's nobody on the other end, but it sounds like I'm talking to light language as I'm driving home, and I'm moving stuff, doing stuff in light language, and I know that I am channeling it actually. So I've created the channel because I am the channel, and the language that's coming in is pertinent to someone somewhere, or someone that is listening. I guarantee you, the universe is listening. Okay. So you're just a conduit or a tool to facilitate the speech that is coming through you, because the universe is listening and will attune to you, to that frequency, because it is pertinent to them. Okay.
And to me, it doesn't feel like channeling. Like I'm channeling in a way by letting go, but it's all very active. Like I'm speaking the languages, but it's about the letting go. And when you let go, this just starts happening. Like it just starts to happen. And sometimes you get like a new frequency, or like you feel a new part of you come in, but it's like all me. It's like not I'm waiting, so I suddenly speak the language. Like because I let go, it starts really easily. Like I see a code or I hear someone speaking and I start speaking too from the context. But it's also really active. Like I know some sounds of my languages, how I can get into speaking them, or like what I speak. But it's like it feels like me, but it's just about letting go, so that from me can like come through. But it feels really active, so I'm not waiting for it to come like in from the outside. I allow it to come like through from within.
Yeah, I believe that a lot of the languages that we do speak, it's just simply aspects of ourselves that are coming in. So, you know, okay, sure, you can be channeling from other dimensions or channeling other energies and other beings, but I believe that it's also aspects of ourselves. And look, it's 11:11 a.m. as I speak. So, how interesting. Yeah, that's what I believe. Like, you know, and then as we open up to these different aspects of ourselves, that's when the language will come in and we'll start to speak it. But as Paul said, and quite often it's yourself, it's you, it's your energy, your knowledge, your soul aspects that have you know, in from all the times that you've lived before.
So what do you say?
And they come in.
Connection with the higher self?
Yes, that yes. As well.
Yes. Not just the higher self, all the dimension, all the multi-dimensionality of you from past lives.
Yes. Yes. I don't know what I just said. But it was humorous, apparently.
Yes. That was beautiful, and I love this hand gesture. That is another sign, like hand sign.
Yeah, I didn't do hand signing in the beginning. Like the hands for me were like the last thing to come in. Like everything else came first, and the hands are coming in last. And I don't even sign a lot. Like I sign a little bit. I kind of have days where I do and days when I don't, or when I just feel like it. But yeah, it's just part of it. And you know, dance as well. I've known of people who don't necessarily speak it, but they'll dance it.
That's how it began for me, actually. Like I went to psytrance festivals, and anytime I dance, I've always been doing like a lot with my hands, and I didn't know what it was, but I was like always like this, like dancing with my feet, and always like this too. And then also like taking the language to my whole body. Like it's not just the hands, but I was always doing a lot with my hands way before I knew what light language even was. And like years later, when I came to these communities, I learned, oh, okay, so this is what I'm doing, I guess. So it unlocks in different ways. And I feel like a lot of times I see like people speaking and talking at the same time. And this is like something which is still unlocking for me, because I can code a lot with my hands and I can speak and sit silently, but the combination is like still something which is unlocking for me. So it's different for everybody.
Paul, you are in Germany?
Yes.
I just heard when you said guten Nacht or something to your father.
Yeah, genau.
Okay. What part of Germany, if I may ask?
Bonn, North Rhine-Westphalia.
Oh, I see. Bonn was capital before, wasn't it?
Right, you know that. That's nice. Like nobody
I'm
knows
so
Bonn.
Smart.
Like
So smart. We learned in the school, and I am originally from Slovakia, Czechoslovakia. That's why. Other than that, I'm lost. And Wilma, if I may ask, how is Australia doing now?
Well, we had a fair bit of rain recently, which was quite good, except I sprung a leak in my granny flat, which fortunately appears to have stopped because we had rain again this morning. And I keep looking over there. It's because I'm looking to see, are we trickling water down the wall or not? A friend of a friend came over and put some Celastic on an area of the roof that he thought where it was coming from, and it appears to be correct. So yes, we've had a lot of water now. The main dam that we get where I am located, water supply from, was at 44%. Now, since the rain, the last report I heard is it is currently over 70%. So that's quite a big amount of water that's been now added to our dams, although we're still on water restrictions. Yes, and I believe some of the fires have been put out with the rain, which is really good. Unfortunately, in Queensland, they are having floods because they have so much rain. So it's gone from fire to flood in some areas. Me personally, I'm not really affected, so I'm lucky. But there are still fires burning. I mean, I don't keep up with the news. I find out usually through my father because I don't watch the news. I guess you could say I stick my head in the sand a bit, but it's not something I do. I don't really watch the news because it's all and sensationalism. And I mean, I would watch the news if all they did was report the news. You know, like, okay, we've had a storm there and it's flooding, la da da. But no, it's all, oh, we've had a storm and then this has happened and that's happened and boom.
So much drama.
It's so friggin' sensationalized. I can't stand it. So I don't watch the news. But
I feel you. I also don't.
I haven't watched them either.
But so I sort of get updates from my father. I'll say, so how are the fires doing today, Dad? You know, he'll sort of tell me. I haven't asked him today, but yesterday it was, yes, there were several fires have been put out with all the rain, but there are still fires burning somewhere. I don't know where.
Thank you. So God bless.
Thank you. And I adopted 2 koalas.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
Well, I used to live very near a place called Port Macquarie, and that's on the mid-north coast of New South Wales, and they have a koala hospital there. And I wanted to do something, but, you know, it concerns me. A lot of these fundraising things that are online, the funds don't necessarily get to where they're meant to, or maybe only 10% of the funds get, and the rest is spent on friggin' like administration and stuff. So I wanted to do something that was more direct and I knew would have more of an effect. So I thought about the koala hospital because it was koalas that were sort of more drawing me into help. I'd already made a donation to the animal something worldwide something anything to do with animals, and then I went onto the website for the Port Macquarie Koala Hospital and I put a donation there, and then I was like, oh, hang on, they've got adoptions as well. So I adopted 2 koalas. Hang on, I'll go and get my certificates so you can see my koalas.
How do you adopt koala? Where do you keep them at home, or?
No, they're at the hospital. I've just contributed. Can you see that?
Okay.
Just send money and and are considered
Oh, I see. Okay.
One is a male and one is a female, and both of these
Okay, got it. Okay.
both of these particular koalas were found in the local Lake Innes. Lake Innes is also in that sort of mid-north coast area. So they were both found in the Lake Innes area, which had been pretty severely burnt out. And they got the little paws all wrapped up in bandages and things. So it wasn't a huge amount, but I mean, you can contribute to that. And then at the end of the year, you're asked if you'd like to contribute again. And I probably will.
Send me pictures because I couldn't see the screen.
Yeah, sorry, it was pretty slack on it. I will send you pictures.
Awesome.
Do you feel, Wilma, like in the air, a change of consciousness after all this has happened over there with the fire and all of that?
Yesterday morning, when I woke up and I came out and it was dry, we'd had rain overnight, but it was dry. And I went outside because, I mean, I live at a little granny flat at the rear of my father's house. So I walk from my back door to my front door to his back door, which is only about 10 feet. And as I stepped out, I was just like, just had this feeling of lightness. And I breathed in the air because you could breathe the smell of the rain, and it just smelled so sweet. But I just it felt really clear and really light. I had a really good feel when I stepped outside yesterday. It's still there. Like I still feel really good. But yesterday I specifically noticed it after all the rain. Yeah. So I think it's like, yes, we had to have the cleansing by fire or the purging by fire, and then we had to have the cleansing by rain to wash it all away or something, because yeah, what's going on? I have a good feel. I have a good feel. I just feel sorry for the poor bastards that have lost their houses. Like this, about 1,800 homes, I think, were destroyed in the fires. So
Yeah.
I feel sorry for those people.
Yeah. Paul, you need Other conversation.
How about you, Ismael? Any
What's
news?
that?
What's going on in England? Everything okay?
In England, well, I've been on holidays, so I've been off. I've been just chilling, cycling. It rains a lot. It doesn't stop raining. So, but yeah, nothing. I don't watch the news, so I'm more like connected to people through the internet and through this type of things, groups. I don't know much about England. I'm not in England. It's only my body here. I go to Astral very often to do other stuff. I spend a lot of work. All my holidays has been practically been doing energy work in the wall.
Hypnosis?
The
Busy?
hypnosis, I've been doing a couple of sessions as well. And I'm going to start a new project where I have 3 volunteers already. These people are people who I've seen already in sessions. And I connected in these sessions to different entities. Like one guy I connected to an entity who belonged to the 10,000 years ahead than us. Is a 5th dimensional being, very wise, very wise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do sessions in this guy first, and then we are going to write down 30 questions, 15 himself, 15 myself, and then I'm going to put under the hypnosis this gentleman. Yeah. And I'm going to connect to this entity from 10,000 years ago, ahead. And I'm going to ask these 30 questions related to help humanity and whatever that comes through to help this planet. There is another lady who brought forward an entity from the Ashtar command. And I had like 3 hours conversation with this Ashtar command entity. It was incredible. So she has offered herself also volunteer to help. And I'm going to be connecting to this Ashtar command group that she channels. Then there is another gentleman who is a trans channeler, and he usually channel Archangel Samuel, and he offered himself also volunteer to do this project. So we will be, I like placing their videos in YouTube with this, answering this question through these entities and archangels. So I don't know, I'm very excited about this new thing coming with them.
I'm going to ask a question because I'm practicing, well, hypnosis as well, as you know. But did you ask for, let's say, for archangels, or it show up? Because once I had, in one session, Raphael came, and I know that there was the lady I was doing hypnosis, and her language and the voice changed. So I asked her, who am I speaking with? Because I had no idea that it was us, Archangel Raphael. But I never asked to continue if he comes and guide me or whatever. Next time I will.
Yeah, actually, you can ask anything. Yeah. Usually I'm not following the script literally from Dolores Cannon. I just follow my instinct and my intuition. And sometimes I feel like Uriel. As soon as I feel Uriel in that moment, I know that I need to invoke Uriel. So I ask the higher self. First I connect to the higher self. And then the higher self is like he put me or she put me in contact to the archangel.
Yeah.
And then it comes through, the voice change completely. And the whole room becomes full of light, and it's so magic. It's so magic. I had this lady that I was there in her house, and everything, the computer was off, the printer was off, her phone was off. Well, everything starting from the lights in the house started flashing.
Oh, okay.
Because I was at that point where I was trying to contact with the higher self, and she couldn't connect with she was controlling with her mind a lot. So I invoked the archangels to help and to assist in that situation. And then as soon as I started invoking them, I started hearing cracks in the windows, like it's very powerful cracks in the windows. And then from there, it started, the lights started flashing. The computer turned on and off like 2 or 3 times. The printer started printing stuff by itself. Then I thought maybe this is something that is from the mains, from the electricity, some shortcut or something. But the way I had to figure out if that was true was like checking the battery bank, because I was using my camera with a battery bank, and the lights in the battery banks were flashing simultaneously at the same time that the mains from the electricity. So it wasn't anything like from the search or anything like that, and that was incredible. Also,
powerful energy.
Just after the invocation, the higher self came through, and just after I had a like 30 minutes conversation with the higher self, then Archangel Raphael came through also to do the healing. But sometimes they come by themselves. Sometimes you invoke them because you feel your higher self telling you, call on this person, call on this entity, call on that entity. I love the surprises, actually. I love when I had
You must have took the blue pill.
Yes. I had this other lady who brought forth an entity from Arthurian entity. He described himself. He was like, I don't know how many hundreds of years old. And then at some point, after 3 hours conversation with this entity, he started teaching me 1 hour of Reiki healing directdirectly from this entity.
Wow. Wow.
And
That
at
is
the end,
wonderful.
that's incredible. He said that he needed to bring this knowledge to me to remember. And then at the end, after all the session, before he left, he said, "You've been rewarded because of this session that you've done today." And he gave me like a lotus flower, like a reward. And actually I had a powerful shifting that night after I saw that lady. So yeah, excited. More than news about England, it's more on news about people I see and what I do every day, practically.
I just see that Vilma mentioned that Raphael came to her when she was sick.
Yeah, back in 2007, I had cancer, and I was going through chemotherapy at the time, and that whole cancer journey was my awakening. So I was going through all the usual stuff that you do in the 3D world to rid yourself of disease. But I had one night, I was in a bit of pain and I wasn't able to sleep. And like just laying in bed was no good either. So I got up and I went and sat in the lounge room in a chair. I think the pain must have been in my back, I'm not sure. And I sat there and I actually did call on Archangel Raphael, knowing he's like the big guy, big guns in the healing. So I'm like calling him in and asking for some relief for the pain. And I was sitting there, had my eyes closed, and all of a sudden, like my whole head lit up, like in this bright white light. I just feel it, like it was like bang, like whoa. And my eyes were closed. If I'd have opened I actually did at one stage open my eyes, it was black out there. And when I closed my eyes, it was white in there. It was pure like white light coming through. And I felt it traveling down my body. It traveled down and I could feel it like shaking as it traveled down through my body and sort of went out through my feet. And the pain eased enough for me to go back to bed. It was completely gone, not 100%, but it was enough that I was like, okay, yeah, I think I can go back to bed now. And I did, and I was able to go back to sleep. So that was like my introduction to Archangel Raphael. So I had a picture of him hanging above my pillow, my bed. And I think that was, I don't know whether that was before or after I called him in. I think it was actually before that time. So he was with me for quite a while to assist with healing. And Uriel was also a biggie. And I don't know why. I don't know what Uriel is usually attributed to, but to me, he was like a counselor in a way. So I felt like I don't know what he's meant to do, but I felt like he was like my counselor. And he helped me sort out the shit in my head, if you know what I mean.
He's all about wisdom,
Oh, there you go. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and when I did an angelic Reiki healing workshop or attunement workshop, Archangel Uriel stepped in and he's my angelic Reiki guide. So that was really interesting. I would not have known that. I mean, that was what I thought, because I always say, like, I don't know stuff, I don't get messages like people do. But I was sitting next to a lady and she's very connected. She gets messages all the time and blah, blah, blah. And she said, so I'm sitting there and she said, Uriel turns up next to me and she's going, "You're not here for me." And he's like, "No." "Oh, rightio, I didn't think so." But when she mentioned that, I'm like, I piped up and went, "Oh my God," because she was next to me. So I'm like, "Oh my God, he was here for me." Like I had thought his name in my head, but I kind of, dismissed stuff because I don't trust myself or hadn't trusted myself. And when she sort of confirmed that he turned up and he said, "No, I'm not here for you." And I'm like, I'm sitting on the other side of him. So I'm like, oh my God, I had the right intuition that it was Archangel Uriel that was there for me. So he's another big one in my book.
Yeah.
Now you trust yourself?
Oh, okay.
I'm getting there. I'm working on it. I'm not there, but I'm working on it, and I think I'm making some progress. Let me just say that.
Nice. Very nice.
I'm moving forward with it.
Peg, you was going to say something?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, I thought you were about your.
No. Oh, just to say that he's all about wisdom, so he may almost like share insights with you, you know, and I mean, there's a lot more to him, but that's basically what he's all about. So,
Yeah. I think a lot of my problem with the development of the cancer had a lot to do with, you know, well, emotional stuff, but also, yeah, mental anguish and stuff, because most people that I've been in contact with that have experienced cancer have all been going through like massive emotional stress and anguish. So I think that's where he stepped in to help.
Yeah, it's almost like he might have just helped you to understand all that,
Yeah.
you know, in his quiet, peaceful way. So
I've got him sitting up my desk here. He's lost his torch and his whatever else that he holds, but that's my Archangel Uriel.
Here, I got mine.
Lovely.
This is Michael, isn't it?
No, this is Uriel.
Uriel with sword.
Yeah, they have swords. I went to battle because I had this. Uriel was assisting me in 2012 for 3 years during my dreams, and he was, as Wilma say and Peg, like a counselor, and he was empowering me with that wisdom, like transmitting and downloading his wisdom. But there was one dream particularly that he took me to one place where they were doing some sort of like suits, like yeah, there was an attack in that city, and he was keeping my head down next to me, saying, "Do not come out just yet." I say, okay. Obviously, I had my conscious mind in that dream, and I was like, what the heck is Uriel asking me to do? Well, he was protecting me from some sort of attack that was happening there. But he took me to that shop, and he asked me to wear a suit made of gold. So I wear that suit. I look at myself in the mirror and I say, oh my God, I'm not the typical guy who wears suits, but I felt so good in that suit made of gold. I felt like, oh my God, it's like a tailor suit. It really fit perfectly me. And then after that, after I felt that encouragement and pleasure from feeling like protected in that suit, he came and he brought a massive, incredible sword. And then he handled to me that huge golden sword also. Okay, that was for me, when I woke up, that was like, what the heck was that, no? And then I went to meditation and I started having flashes, like explaining what was that. That was like sort of him in giving me the strength that I needed at the time to fight the illness, and also for me to recognize and acknowledge the power that I have within. Mm-hmm. At the time, my mom was going through her cancer also, and that same day, next day, that same night, but during the day, my cousin called me from Spain, and she said, "Look, I have had a dream, and in that dream, I saw that there are negative entities attacking your mother, taking advantage that she's weak, and they are coming through the mirror from her living room. So next night, before we finish talking, my cousin and I say, okay, tonight I'm gonna see what I do. I'm gonna set my intention to go and protect her. And she say, I will do the same. And so that actually happened. We went to battle together. Archangel Uriel was with me. He actually showed me the suit. This time it wasn't a suit, it was an armor. And then he sort of told me that was the sword, was part of the whole suit. And I was also preparing you for this battle. So we saw in this kind of creatures crawling through the walls of my mom's flat, all over the flat. And then my cousin was there, Uriel was there, Michael was there, Metatron was there, and we were all battling. That's why you say the sword is from Michael. Well, they use also, maybe they show us that sort of interpretation. Maybe it's not a sword, it's a light, or something that they use to with everything negative, to cleanse everything negative. The interesting thing is that next day I call my cousin, and every single detail that I saw during that battle, and the way I saw my cousin, she saw the same. We all live the same experience in astral. And that was for me a big kick in my ass to trust what I see. That was a very big thing for me to start believing in a higher way, or in a more powerful way, more in myself, more in whatever it happens in my dreams and everything. And then I started healing very fast from that point, from acknowledging my power. So yeah, Uriel for me is that's the reason. Usually I don't buy figures or things like this, but he represents a lot for me. I am here talking to you because of that. I think.
Ismael, you and Vilma, you both mentioned cancer. You for your mom, Vilma for herself. I would like to ask you guys, if I may, if I have your permission, to send healing energy guy I don't even know, but I know his name. And he is a cousin of my client. His name is Peter Phelan. He is 54 and he's dealing with cancer. So can we please send healing energy to him?
Okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Luba. Naitos daiki antaish ayatais dak ona on taist ton te etaist akota ona ast tush intak antaist okaist katost antakonst aniki entust intia o antaist ukost ataist antokon taist antokon to on ast anko antast intiki anto on taishi to ostita ikiata on aikom tost taist ako taist akantaka o ant aish itu kontai. These languages that came through, they were more like targeting to help this person release the anger inside, release the pain that is containing, because we can be maybe sending a lot of healing to them, but unless they do the shifting in releasing, there is no healing. There is no healing, because usually people who suffer cancer is because they are keeping that inside. They are keeping anger. They're keeping a lot of pain inside that get materialized into that cancer. For me, it's totally related. Every person I treat with hypnosis who has cancer, I always get the same answers. The same answer is anger, is pain, is all that.
Yes,
inside.
absolutely. Anger. I think anger is a big one. Anger, guilt. Guilt is a big one as well. I know I experienced anger. The anger was at myself. The guilt was for my own actions. And I mean, I had severed a relationship with a close family member. Thank God I've been able to repair that, and it's all beautiful now. But at that time, that was before my awakening, so I had a lot of learning to do, a lot of things to realize and to discover about myself. But I kind of lost the thread there. But yes, the anger and the guilt, like once I kind of like realized what was going on, like I realized, not even at the time so much, but looking back, once I'd become conscious and had awareness of how the world really is, not how we think it is, this hologram of life, but I became aware that I was angry, and I was angry at myself for behaving the way I had. But you know, I was only behaving the best that I knew how at the time, and it was pretty slack. Thank God it's better now. But you know, that's my premise now. We are only all ever doing the best that we can in that given moment, and sometimes your best isn't good enough. But you know, my best 10 years ago is nowhere near my best now, and my best in 10 years time is probably going to far outweigh my best in this present moment. But I had so much guilt for what I had done, like kind of like severing that relationship, and so on. I was angry with myself for doing that, and for like, how could you have been so stupid, and how could you have been so unaware? And so I had a lot of anger towards myself. I had a lot of unforgiveness towards myself for what I had, you know, done in breaking that relationship. So there was guilt, there was anger, there was unforgiveness, and you know, I had to kind of like address all of that. And I think that's where probably Uriel stepped in as well with another healer that was working with me, to kind of, you know, work through all that stuff. And once I was able to release all that, and I think, see, I actually went through the whole treatment process and everything really, well, what I would consider really well, because I spoke to a lot of people who, you know, did have chemotherapies, who had chemotherapy, and who said how bad it was and how this it was and how that was. And I'm sitting there going, it wasn't that bad. But that was because I was going through the spiritual healing at the same time. So it was holistic. It wasn't just the physical aspect, the medical aspect. And I think that's really, really important.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
God bless you, Vilma.
Thank you.
Bless you. Much love.
I would also add that if you're near that person, you can actually literally tone them in the organs where the cancer is, and when you can tone them, what was her name? There was a lady a doctor in Israel that did this, but I think her last name was David, but I'm not sure. But anyway, what she did was she literally bent over and literally gave an audible tone to the cancer, and it eventually left the body of the person. But it's toning in that sense, using your own voice. It's not an electric mechanism. It's your own voice. Mm-hmm. It will move the cancer away from your body. And then you can. What I have done is to just visualize. I do this all the time. Is to visualize a cocoon of golden light. I can do this remotely anywhere, and place it around the form of the person. And then I would ground them, meaning that I have their permission to ground them, or they have grounded themselves. And then what happens is, once that cocoon is around the person, what I've got a visualization in my mind. I also gave the light a slight weight, like the fiber fill of a pillow. Okay, and so they can actually sense it on their skin when I place it around them. And I convert it from that fog-like state into liquid light, and then it absorbs into their body like a sponge.
How is it? One more time, how you do that?
I place, okay, we're both grounded. Okay, I ground myself, they ground themselves.
You're grounded.
And then I basically have just, I needed also their full birth name. So if it's a female and she's married, she needs her full birth name. Okay. And this is how I cast light, I call it. And so you're going to project the light from your mind around the form of the person. And then I leave it on for roughly almost a minute, 30 seconds, whatever. And then I just convert it. It's a golden light. I convert it into a liquid light. And then I visualize it being absorbed into the body like a sponge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And into every cell of the form. It can be the form. The form is not limited to any specific size. Okay, it's just the form, because we're all forms around some sort of formal consciousness. Anyway, then you can take that light and drain it into Gaia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what you're doing is you're removing all the cancer, all the negative toxins that do not serve the body. And then I project a healing light into the crown chakra, merely by visualization.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the visualizations I use are kind of exotic. I can collect light in my palms, in my palm chakra. I tap them like this, and I visualize tulips opening.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
what I'm doing is I'm collecting light from the core of the Milky Way galaxy, or whichever galaxy I'm in. And you're storing that love that's coming from the core of the galaxy in your heart. The frequency of delivery is love. So if you're a mother and a child, it's perfect, because the mother loves the child and will help the child. If you go to a hospital, for example, people just go to the hospital and just sit there with their friends or family members. And what you do is you can actually place your one hand in, when you pour your light from the core of the galaxy, from your heart, into the person that you're tending. You place the light like I use tulips basically for because I can focus the petals to any size I want, but I pour it gently from my palm into the crown chakra of the person, and you will get them to, they will actually gasp if they're unconscious, because it's love energy that you're pouring into them. You can pour love energy into any adjacent chakra of the whatever organ is cancerous, and you can do it this way. I've also gone to hospitals where I've placed large golden orbs outside the hospital. And by that, I mean, it's merely a projection from my mind. It's a large golden orb filled with love. And I tell the patient, or whomever I have to tell, that there's a large golden orb outside this building. And it's sending it there, but it's there. And I placed it there. And it says, if you need any prayers answered, pull it from that orb. Because I have basically a department that actually replenishes these all the time. It's not a department per se, it's more or less a department in within consciousness, let's put it that way.
Also, if I may ask, sorry, I'm making warming up dinner for my husband. But you mentioned, I just saw your post about portal. Can you please elaborate on that, please?
Yes. We had a session. Okay, let me think. Okay, you can actually see the video if you wish. It's a 2-hour video. I made this at Hukolo, and it was okay on YouTube. I'll just, anyway, what I did was you type YouTube, and in the search engine of YouTube, you just write Hukolo, Hucolo, then Elijah, then Nefertiti. And I got the information on the portal from Nefertiti. And I was doing some work in that. Okay, how this all came about, how this particular video came about. In February 27th of 2017, there were 2 nuclear incidents in Antarctica. The first one was a nuclear missile was fired against a base that was shielded in Antarctica. This is what started me on this anti-radiation pilgrimage. It detonated, but the base, as I said, was shielded. And I got the message on that incident in the morning of the 27th of February 2017. And then in the afternoon, there was a German submarine detonated off the coast of Antarctica. That set up a cascade of events that literally were killing the oceans. It took me till 2019 to clear it. And that's some of the radiation that's still left. I've transmuted a lot of it up to Father, back into the core of the galaxy. I had beings, I can't get into it. I had beings that were interested in that radiation. And I'm not telling you where they are because I classified on that matter. I can't do that. But it was a big quest. Anyway, in that video, there's I think it was Deb actually, Purcell, that was asking on the matter of entities coming and going from her bathroom all the time. And Nefertiti explained the method by which this this removal of the portals. She has apparently her bathroom, which was covered with mirrors on all the walls and every reflective surface. And she said she could see pure spirits coming and going from these portals all the time. Well, Nefertiti explained how to remove those portals. And all you do is it's just a line crossing a line. And that will block all portal transfer or travel by spirit. No portals can open.
And you said there is video somewhere? Or
yes, it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. And as I say, just go, well, I'll type it here in the chat and you could just go for it.
Okay, please. Thank you.
You're in my now.
I gotta sign off pretty quick. I'm in somebody else's time zone. My wife's. Okay, hang on.
I'll be going soon. There's the new episode of Survivors coming in.
No.
Karahati ashana hatokuku ashakikewe tiala hana hatokuku.
That's what you type in on the YouTube. And,
Hucolo TV or Hucolo 2?
Well, just type those 3 words in, and it will come up.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I use that as a reference point to anybody that wants to, like I'm a watcher, for example, and what a watcher is. It's basically an archangel. And I move energy and speak light language now. I didn't used to speak light language. Before this particular video, I did not know how to speak light language and I was blocked. I couldn't figure out why. I have since become unblocked and it flows as readily as water flows from a tap. And I've used it to help others and to, with groups like this, for example. Okay. But Nefertiti explained why I was blocked, and she gave me a one, Ika, for example, is love in a certain language. Well, I got to learn all the languages. Gee whiz, I'm a watcher, which is a creator, and I create. So I created everything that is, right, within my own consciousness, right? So you could imagine the daunting task that would be to learn every single language all over again while I'm in the human form. Well, I had another person that was helpful on that matter, and she gave me a prayer that I recited to crack the code, basically, and open it up like an open glass of water, actually. And I now speak all the light languages, including crustacean, water, wind, land, the language of granite. I speak the language of shapes, everything. And that has happened basically since, well, basically this video, a little bit after that, and then I cracked it.
I definitely will look up. But I was listening another probably video channel in Jimmy, he was channeling Nefertiti, and it's my enjoyable time to drive and listen, and it's so enjoyable to listen to Jimmy's channeling. It's
You're
really
talking Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this was Jim too.
This is
and
also soon I have to go. I don't know how about everybody else. Can we send all of us to not healing energy, but to our beads, our bracelets, our crystals, and energize them? Energize them. Is it right words or whatever you feel?
in the manner that I have shared the light, how I share light, place light around the crystals, around the bracelets, place the light there, and then infuse it right directly into the stone. With love.
I sometimes when it's full moon I put them outside, but this time was so cold I didn't want to do that.
Could you do it with light language to place light around it and do a light language transmission with it too for that intention?
Sure. I'll do it right now.
Thank you so very much. Yeah. I heard that we have to talk to them, tell them what we want from them.
Right.
Is it? Okay.
Shall we do that chorus?
Yeah. I don't know.
Let's do the chorus.
Oh, Ismael, you still there? I thought you left.
Yes, I mean, I'm present.
You cannot resist.
Okay, Ota tuiat as ut akan tais idiaka anto dai aitiato tuku uton taiti on aitist iaton taitias onayakaton taito onaiko dos itu on tais iatonakas anakaton taito Oanaiak on tais iano taitias onayaka oanais unoakaist anaya.
I have placed light around all crystals and all gems all over the surface of the planet and in the planet. So it is golden light. And now I'm converting it directly into the stone. I loved it. I placed love in all stones. With love.
Thank you so much.
To shield love, to give love, I should say, to share it. Okay, I've got to go. I apologize, but I have
Me too.
It's okay. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Thank you so. That was very beautiful.
Much love.
It's nice.
Much
Much
love
love
to
to
all
all
of
of you.
Thank you, everyone. Take
Bye.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Thank you all. It was lovely.
And thank you, Paul, for the
Well,
help
I'm
in the
sending
beginning.
you love and light. I will be working on you for a few minutes after
Thank you, Luba.
Thank you, Sweetie. Okay, bye.
Bye bye. Have a wonderful night or morning, wherever you are.